Hey everyone, this is Nitro. In this video, I am going to be clearing the preview stages of the Hilda and Werner banner. So let's get started with Hilda's. So you have to win within 4 turns, and no one from the team was killed. Cries of pain and despair, scarlet roses blooming on a blood-soaked battlefield. This is where the god of vengeance returns. And whoever is attempting to summon me now, do you know the price you must pay? This is a new battlefield? Oh, after that tragedy, has the pocket watch which lay dormant for many years come faintly back to life. Grenier, Matthew, please stop wasting time. Lady Florentia has invited us as her guests. We cannot show up late in front of so many people. Oh, Almeda? Relax, Almeda. The heroes of Kalsaf are heading there from the floating city. They've got a lot more distance to cover than we do. We definitely won't be the last ones to arrive. Kalsaf? Florentia? Haha. Sure enough, once a traitor, always a traitor. So is this the guide you've given me? Silent pocket watch? Ow, my head. Where are we? I remember that we were on our way to Lady Florentia's banquet. Ah, well, you dodged the bullet, getting knocked out. You don't have to eat Lady Florentia's food. Grenier, wake up. Matthew, why are you tied up? Oh right, where's that odd woman who appeared out of nowhere and attacked us? When I see her, I'm gonna... Oh, you're gonna do what? My little bound bunnies. She is so into BDSM. Damn it, who are you? What kind of warrior launches a cheap sneak attack like that? Untie us now and fight us face to face. An adorable argument. Oh, but then, most captives are always disanimated at first. Now what do we normally do with feisty individuals like these? Perhaps a tiny bit of pain? Perhaps they won't mind the small wounds at first, but as time passes, the pain will be amplified by their fears and unease in the darkness. There's something very strange about this woman. Hey, do you really think that you can scare us that easily? Well, some zestful resistance is to be expected, of course, but don't worry. 3 days? No, perhaps 5? The hunger and loss of blood will make them realize their feebleness and ineptitude. Once the captive spirits have begun to break, that's when the punishment can be stepped up. The intensity of the pain will be sharpened their focus. Haha, what do you think? This will be fun. Now, to just remind them of someone or something important, like that girl who disappeared, for instance, perhaps then they will consider a little more carefully whether to spill their secrets. Almeda, what have you done with Almeda? Haha, is her name Almeda? That's a nice name. Well then, how about I exchange her for some information pertaining to Florentia, the Chancellor? Who are you? Why are you asking about Lady Florentia, unless you intend to do something bad to her? Whoa! This little punishment is to help you understand your current plight, prisoner. Now answer the question. What is the relationship between Florentia and the people of Kalsaf? Speak! Wait, Grenier, don't let her trick you. I don't sense Almeda's aura here. She must have already escaped. We cannot tell this strange enemy anything about Lady Florentia. Oh my, enemy? Well, it seems you're keener than I thought. Well, it doesn't matter if I tell you. I let that girl go deliberately, so you best pray she can find Florentia and come save you before my patience runs out. Otherwise, you are nothing but worthless garbage to me. You're using us as bait? Don't delude yourself. You'll never get any information about Lady Florentia from us. You're stubborn, it seems. No matter. I shall try my methods then. Shall we start with the fingers? Or with the left ear? Or perhaps those eyes filled with anger at your powerlessness? Don't scare them with such nasty jokes, sister. Oh, my awaited guest has arrived. It appears that you are quite important to her. Matthew, Grenier, are you guys okay? I'm fine, but am I hearing this right? Lady Florentia called this scary lady Big Sis? You heard correctly. She's Lady Florentia's sister, Marshal Hilda. Sister! Haha! Florentia, so you didn't lose your memory. Dear Chancellor, it looks like you're doing pretty well in this world. So well that you're even making friends with Kalsaf's forces. Alrighty. So you got her, a healer, and a mage. And she has Crimson Command, Broken Arrow, and Broken Spear. Alright, let's just get started then. I think it's on. Big sis, let go of those 2 warriors from the Swordsmith Legion. This is between the 2 of us. Please don't involve anyone else. Ha! How unpleasant it is to see you preaching with a straight face, Chancellor. Let me see whether you're capable of living up to such words. So I probably do not want to take any hits from that infantry general right now. So, oh, I can change the cavalry form. Okay, let's do that. So I'm gonna move up. Change to her cavalry form. And then I'll mass attack everyone. So let's move up here and mass attack. Hilda, stop! Has a Marshal of the Empire really fallen so far that she can only achieve her ends by threatening 2 innocent lives? Please set them free. I will accept all your questions and grievances. Chancellor, it seems these people are really important to you. You'd even cross swords with me to save them. Oh. Too bad. She's missing a tiny bit of damage from one-shotting. Probably because of the infantry soldiers. So why don't I have her melee attack to start? I'll have the Imperial Mage Fireball. And I'm going to have my healer just heal. Those you have imprisoned are blessed by the power of the gods. Their righteous power could maintain the tranquility and peace of the new world. This is their mission. In our homeland, we endured unforgettable pain. I'll never let this world face the same fates. Huh? I have no interest in other people's fates. Could wielding Langrisser really change their weak nature? Look at your righteous friends, tied up and tossed aside by yours truly, awaiting your rescue. There we go. So she killed the damage with it pretty easily. Alright, so this time around, let's have the mage toss up the acid burn to start. And then let's have her melee attack. And once again, heal her up. Wonderful. She's just ripping them up now. So, melee attack on Omega to take her down. Whether in the past or the present, you persist on choosing to break our joint vow of vengeance? Chancellor, it looks like you've forgotten that our parents were killed by Kalsaf's despicable minions. I've never forgotten that hatred, but I remember more clearly that our parents sacrificed themselves to protect their citizens. In this new world, I choose to continue their legacy, rather than wallow in illusory hatred. Illusory hatred. Is that what you think? At the last minute, they chose to protect the citizens. How were they repaid for this kindness? Such pain. You, Chancellor, who stopped resisting and ran for your life, must have completely forgotten. That's because I need to find a way to survive. Go live on with your sister. Those were Mother's last words. Only by living can we continue the legacy and obligation. But sister, you have always been unwilling to accept this. Stop justifying your weakness. Mother would never let us run away. Our father, who fought till the last minute of his life, and Mother, who was determined to follow her husband, how could her last words be so weak? Mother wanted us not to retreat, but to take over her weapons and repel our enemies. Hilda, our parents selflessly loved their citizens. That's why they sacrificed themselves to create the opportunity for more citizens to escape. And you think all they cared about was repelling enemies? Alright, since we can't convince each other, let's settle this in the easiest and most straightforward way. If words can't make you come around, let my strength show you who is on the right path. Arg, I can't stand you stubborn fools! Although what really happened at the end... Although what really happened at that time is unknown now, your mother's dying wish was obviously for you two to live well, wasn't it? Your mother protected the citizens at the cost of her life, but at the end of her life, she was just an ordinary mother who cared about her children. And now the two daughters she was desperate to protect are fighting each other over this. Is this really what she wanted? It's just not right. Nonsense. You're making a fuss over nothing. Remove yourself from my path. Miss Almeida, watch out! Oh, nice image. This is... Mother's pocket watch. What a powerful resonance. They're randomly throwing some nice artwork into these now. You know, Mariel had a nice piece of artwork with her lifting up the Anarchies, and now this one just now. Impossible. This pocket watch has been still ever since my parents died. I've never felt such a strong reaction from it. Oh right, it produced a reaction like this when I first arrived in this world. I thought it was leading me to Florentia, but it seems now that it was because of these people? Audacious girl, who are you? How are you able to use the will of your parents to stop me from hurting you? Use the will of my parents, you mean? Maybe this is a new game setting. To be honest, I'm not sure either. Marshal Hilda. These youngsters are the swordsmiths who possess the strength of the goddess. They are the ones who can prevent the tragedy from repeating itself. Please, let go of this obsession that's holding you back. In this world, the Kalsaf that once existed has long since been washed away by the great river of time. Are you really going to pin the blame on people who had nothing to do with it? Nothing to do with it? Are the grievances that we bear irreconcilable, even in this world? Then why summon me here, seeing the disgraceful way my own sister coexists jovially with our enemies? It's a downright insipid and awful joke. Because fate decided that you should witness another possibility. In our past, we have regretted it much, but here, perhaps things could turn out differently. And the will of our parents must be carried on because the belief of our family cannot exist only in legends. Carried on? Also because I need you, sister. Back then, I never knew how I could convince you to leave that fallen battlefield with me, but now that we've come to a new world, please trust me this once. When you speak with such passion, I see traces of Father's heroic grace in you, but it seems that no matter where we are, your only thought is to minimize sacrifices, then flee. If our parents could have known the choice you've made, they would be disappointed. Nobody's life can be sacrificed so easily. Everybody needs to have lived a life of value. So now I want to ask you again. Sister, please come with me. Let us walk forward together. Jeez, this glide tongue of yours is as uncute as it was when we were little. Your arrogant attitude isn't exactly cute either. Hey, Almeida, do you really need to say that? Now we're done for. That scary Imperial Marshal is looking our way. The swordsmiths? So weak, yet with such an important mission. You're just like my sister, with her peculiar courage to accept the fact that her virtue does not match her might. However, it's interesting. You mean, I will stay here to find out exactly what kind of enemy could have broken your will and caused you to make the weakling's choice of cooperating with Kalsaf's enemies. Besides, I'm also curious about what exactly our parents were trying to tell me through the residual energy of this pocket watch. Although I don't think that reconciling with the people of Kalsaf in this world is a feeble choice, I am still happy you can remain with us. Please spare me such fragility. Oh my god, so much complex words! Frivolous cajolery, Chancellor. What matters most now is, are these people from Kalsaf currently in your house? How could I not go and meet the enemies in person? Hilda, I've already prepared dinner. Please don't go and ruin the banquet. You prepared dinner? Then this banquet is already ruined. Right, I'm gonna go help out. Sister. Hey, there are still 2 people tied up here. Have you forgotten? Almeda, don't leave. Come and help untie us. Almeda! Alright, first battle done. Second one, win within 3 turns and no one from the team was killed. As it has always been, the legends of heroes are consistently the most widely discussed topics for after-dinner conversation. Time moves forward, and as it does, so too does an endless supply of fresh tales. Only history has witnessed the flow of time, witnessed whether glory lies in the legends of the past or in the chapters of the present. Honestly now, can't you try a little harder? After all this time, your openings are still so vague and confusing. There's no benefit to making the same bet each time, you know. Your level of professionalism is unconvincing. I hear that over in Valzeria they're holding some sort of rap training contest, and it's a real riot. It's time for Grenier to think about sending you over to Bozo for a 3-year training course. Ahem. Today marks the first appearance of the Mechanical Knight in the history of the Langrisser series. I can't wait to find out what kind of amazing stories will unfold around him. Well then, without further ado, please listen as I tell the tale of Werner Dime, the Mechanical Knight of the Dresden Empire. Ahem. Stand and deliver if you know what's good for you. Give up any thought of resistance. Hand over all your food before you end up dead. Don't hurt anyone. Please, there's barely any food left in the village. A few months ago, someone called Florentia came to this continent. Since then, the whole continent has been stricken with an insane influx of dishes never heard of before, like spicy lobster, leviathan with chopped pepper, and steamed slime. They may be high in protein, but haven't eaten any carbohydrates in so long I often feel weak all over, and my limbs are getting sore. Have you strained your body too much? Perhaps it's muscular atrophy. If things go on like this, my tanned and toned body, the proud product of strenuous training with the Anarchies, will end up a pale pile of jelly. I don't care what happens to you, just hand over all your food, or you'll suffer something far worse than hunger. Alright, that's the last of our food. We're doomed to eating fried lizard with cumin if we hand it all over to you. Shut up, you're ruining my appetite. All knights, maintain your speed and formation, and rush to the rescue point with the herald. Bandits spotted. All knights, follow my orders. Carry out this rescue operation in groups and save the villagers before the thieves hurt them. Left flank, breach their defense swiftly. Right flank, save the villagers once a breach is made. Got it. How come the garrisons got here so fast? We already figured out the timing in advance. These strange costumes and peculiar machines. Who is that man? He looks extraordinary. Boss, I haven't heard of anyone like that guarding this place. Could he be a new hero? Keep your spirits up. Whoever stops me from looting my dinner shall die. The Blue Dragon Knights are here. Put down your weapons. Liardo, lead a troop and flank the enemies. Rescue the villagers right after breaking through their defense. Yes, sir. How could... even the Blue Dragon Knights were alerted. Retreat! Oh my goddess. I can't believe I got to meet the towering Lord Leon. I could just burst with pride! We charged here post-haste after receiving the news. How could it be that someone arrived sooner? Since no one is hurt, there is no need to stay. We'd better leave for our next stop. Those guys were causing such a scene just now. Why did they run away as soon as they heard the name Blue Dragon Knights? They are the mightiest knights, whose name alone can strip any enemy of their morale. The mightiest knights? What? What a boastful title! Could you at least try to moderate your arrogance and impulsive temper? What did you say? Liardo, don't be rude. How may I address you? I'm Knight Werner from the Grestin Empire. I am new here. Please allow me to apologize for my subordinate's impudence. Despite my lack of knowledge about this continent, I have been well informed of Master Leon's prestige since arriving here. Seeing you in person. 3 mistakes in a row. Okay. Seeing you today in person convinces me of your well-deserved reputation. That is so unnatural. Those fine war mounts. So that's why you arrived to rescue the village ahead of us? New hero, you have impressed me. However, even with such advanced technology, there is still no knight on this continent who can beat our general. That's because you haven't gone up against us yet. I think it's time for us, the high-tech mechanical knights, to showcase our prowess. You brash strangers, we Blue Dragon Knights are the most powerful knights on this continent. You don't deserve to compete with us. What the? Haven't you realized how outdated your Blue Dragon Knight armor is? Is it really that difficult to keep up with the times? You see, so many heroes have arrived on this continent recently. Still calling yourself the strongest knights is sheer complacency. Maybe it's not a stretch to say that you really can't beat us. Save your breath. We only came here to rescue the villagers. There's no need to say more. Master, look, they seem to be too frightened to continue their slander. Such formidable fighters. Liardo, what do you think? It seems that the subordinates of this Master Werner have doubts about our strength. We didn't want to start any trouble, but such humiliating insults are totally unacceptable. Master Leon, please allow me to summon our troops to challenge them. Liardo, their words are harmless. Sorry, my subordinates have such fiery tempers, which is beyond even my control. Starting a fight over a few words is unbecoming of a knight, but competition over military skills is in line with our chivalric code. Liardo, prepare for the challenge. Yes, Master. Master Leon. Deputy General Liardo of the Blue Dragon Knights is here to challenge you. Show your strength, arrogant strangers. You think we're scared? Fear is not a part of the Mechanical Knight's vocabulary. Things are becoming complicated here. If they insist on launching a challenge, we can do nothing but accept it. Alright. Arrow formation! Well, wedge formation is what it's called, but yeah. So, win within 3 turns and no one on your team was killed. Here we go. Stay focused. This is the battle to display our true strength. We have to fight with our utmost efforts. Lord Werner you want to join this battle yourself? Absolutely. I'm not used to saving my strength. This battle is unavoidable. Warriors, we now challenge the Blue Dragon Knights. We must fight with full preparation and spirit. Attack! Trample their hooves for Master Werner Soldiers of the Blue Dragon Knights, fight on! For Master Leon's reputation. So full disclosure, I did clear this once, but I didn't clear it within 3 turns, so I'm just replaying it again to show the more efficient way of clearing it properly. And the first step is to position all the mechanical knights in a way where Werner can apply a buff on all of them. He's within 2 blocks of them, in other words. And then I'm going to want Werner to change forms. After taking action, restores 35% of unit hit points. No, it's not worth it. I still think speed stance is the best. So, charge! Let's see how this goes. As long as... Oh, he didn't even die. Interesting. And there we go. That was actually easier than I thought. Whoops. Leon falls off his horse, the contest ends, with Werner Dime declared the victor. Fell off? What kind of anticlimactic story is this? And how could our Lord Leon lose to that stranger, Werner Dime? I was wondering what that book is that you've been reading, Leonardo. Not all books are worth reading, you know. This isn't right. When I was at the bookstore, I asked the owner how it ends. The owner of the bookstore told me that your fans have bought so many copies that there was only one left, and that the ending is just like your legend. There's no way it could end in your defeat. Lord Leon, I'm going to go and ask that bookshop owner right now. Honestly, what a headache. Werner Dime is savagely kicked to the ground by Leon's horse and can't move. It's wrong! It's all wrong! This book is wrong! I read it myself. You should have won in the end. Are you sure that this was the book you were holding? Fated Knights! That's right, it was this one, Legendary Heroes. Even the cover is the same. It's just a story, don't worry so much about the ending. Regardless of how it ends, the fact that I got to compete with Leon in this story reflects the author's affirmation of my strength. But it's wrong, it's plain wrong. Wait a second, when I went to pay for it, I accidentally bumped into Leonardo, who was standing next to Leon. I remember that he bought the same book as me. Could I have taken the wrong book? And since it's the same book, logically the story should be the same. Ah, unless there were two editions of the book? Did you ask the bookshop owner about the book's different editions? No, I didn't. But the owner did ask who I was a fan of before I bought it. Then he gave me the book on the left. I think Leonardo took the one on the right. It seems the author published two different editions of the book for readers of different factions. Who would be so immoral? My lord, take a look at the About the Author page. This is a battle novel of adrenaline and passion, a retelling of a legend that weaves the old and the new, the strong and the swift. Whether a new king prevails or an old king is dethroned, the answers to the story are waiting to be discovered in these pages. This story is purely a work of fiction. Any similarities with real persons living or deceased are purely coincidental. Oh man, Mariel. Isn't this the author of Lady Rosalia's favorite romance novels? Romance novels? Reporting in. What? Master, Lady Rosalia of the Legion of Glory sent me to inform you that she has found a novel about you. She asked if you want to... No thanks. Just tell her I don't like romance novels. What's the matter with his lordship? It's clear that she's asking if he wants to have lunch with her. What's he so nervous about? You wouldn't understand even if I told you, kid. My lord, wait for me. Don't you want to keep reading this book? We haven't finished it yet. The ending, there's one more line? It says your gaze turns to Lord Leon. What does this gaze turns part mean?